Hey, this is Dylan Wong here, and today I'm going to review Unbroken. This is the second time we have a World War II movie this year, after Fury. Except that the difference between Fury and this film is that Fury is rated R, and this film is rated PG-13. So I'm pretty much excited to see this film ever since it was announced, and hearing that Angelina Jolie is going to direct this film. So now that I finally saw it with my aunt and her friends Auntie Emma and Auntie Michelle, what do I think of this film? I think this film is great! And I'm going to tell you why I think this movie is great with no spoilers. Let's start with the story. The story of this film is based on a true story about the Olympic athlete turned US soldier named Louis Zamperini. It starts off when Louis was a child and he was a troublemaker to his family that always steals money, drinks liquor, smoking, and gets into a fight with bullies. One day, his brother Peter decided to train him to become a runner. Years later, Louis became a good runner and one of the best runners in the Olympic. In the 1940s, he was enlisted to be one of the US soldiers. In the beginning, they're in combat, and one day later, they're on a rescue mission. However, things gone wrong where both the plane's turbines breaks and caused them to crash in the ocean. Lewis and his two friends survived while others died. 47 days pass where Lewis and his two friends are stranded on the ocean. One died and Lewis and his friend was captured by the Japanese where they tortured them. Lewis was later sent to prison camp where he was often being abused by a prison guard named the Bird. I think the story was very well told. Lewis's early life was told in a flashback, which was similar to Batman Begins and Man of Steel, where the main character's early life was in a flashback scene. The story of this film also teaches us to have courage and feel strong in your heart. It was pretty interesting that the story of this film was written by the Coen brothers, who directed Fargo, The Big Lebowski, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, No Country for Old Men, and True Grit, the 2010 remake. Now let's move on with the special effects. The special effects in this movie I think are very impressive. I really like how the planes fly in the sky. The landscapes were beautifully shot, and the costume design looks awesome because it fits the mood on the time of World War II. The scene where Lewis and his friends are stranded on the ocean was like Ang Lee's Life of Pi, but was very intense because it had sharks. The torture scenes in the prison camp I felt was very brutal and dirty. Also, like Fury, being a soldier is tough. Now for the acting, directing, and music. Let's start with the main character, Louis Zamperini, played by Jack O'Connell, who is from 300, Rising an Empire. He did an amazing job playing this character. His portrayal as Louis Zamperini was a brave man who never gives up and has to face his difficult life. All he wants is to survive and see his family and girlfriend again. Now for the Japanese guard, the Bird, played by Miyavi. His character the Bird was very mean, cruel, and abusive guy. He always beats up the American soldiers and treats them like dirt because he thinks that they are the enemy to his country. Then there's an American prisoner, John, played by Gareth Hurland, best known for movies like Troy, Aragon, and Tron Legacy. I think he did a wonderful job playing this character. As for other American soldiers like Russell, played by Domhnall Gleeson, Francis, played by Finn Wuttrock, and Hugh, played by Jai Courtney, who we will see in Suicide Squad, are all decent in my opinion. Angelina Jolie, I think, did a fantastic job directing this movie. She's really good at acting and directing along with Clint Eastwood, Kevin Costner, and Ben Affleck. Last but not least, the music composed by Alexandra Desplat was beautiful to listen to. The song Miracles, sang by Coldplay, was also beautiful to listen to. So overall, this is a great movie that took place in World War II. While not a classic like Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan, but I like this film more than Fury. The only flaws I had with this film are that I wish I could see some of the love relationship between Lewis and his girlfriend, and how he joined the US Army. I had a wonderful time watching this film. So I give this movie a 4 out of 5 nuclear bombs. If you're a fan of World War II movies, go see it. I hope to see which movie Angelina Jolie is going to direct next in the future. One more thing I will say before I go is that sadly, Louis Zamperini himself was not able to see this film because he died on July 2014. He was only 97 years old. This movie was dedicated to his memories. Rest in peace.